Hey guys, what is going on? Joel here. Welcome to Back in the Day, and welcome to the 2020 year-end recap, which I can't really say year-end because we're already like 6 days into 2021. So, hope everybody had a nice Christmas, had a nice New Year's. Hope you were able to spend some time with family, regardless of whatever restrictions may have been put in place. So yeah, I did this last year for the end of 2019. This being no exception, going to do it this year for 2020. So boy, yeah, okay, what do I say that has not already been said already regarding 2020? I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, about the best way to kind of broach this topic, because I've always said that I want to leave politics, political views out of my videos. I'm strictly gaming, and then hopefully this year I get to do like some more metal themed videos, but my channel is not a political channel, and I don't want to interject anything from my own personal beliefs or what I follow into my videos to alienate any of my viewers, because like I said in I believe it was my top 5 NES games or top 5 SNES games from like 2 or 3 years ago. You know, I am a gaming channel. If I want politics, I'll go to a political. You know, I'll go to like the Daily Wire or the Blaze or you know, Michael Knowles, Candace, things like that. That's where I will go if I want politics. I'm not, you know, if I'm watching somebody and they start interjecting their own political beliefs, then I'm going to be very off-put, especially if it is a gaming channel or something that's, specifically indicative of like one topic. So, yeah, I'm trying to walk the fine line with that. So it's a bit of a disclaimer, I guess, because the last thing I want to do is alienate any of my viewers. So, all right, that being said, let's go ahead and dive head first into the shitstorm that was 2020. Okay, so it started off, at least in January, as being somewhat of a promising year. We had, my wife and I had a lot of plans, a lot of things that we wanted to do, that because of the Kung Flu, kind of got put on the back burner, or actually, I shouldn't even say put on the back, well, no, some of them got put on the back burner. Others, it just took the better part of the year to get completed. So, like, okay, right off the bat, I had stated we had our kitchen and dining room remodeled. That was a project that we literally had started planning in April of 2019, and it was a matter of finding the right contractor and then, you know, getting the funds together and getting with him and making decisions, all this, that, and the other. So that happened, and we were really, really excited. You know, we go from January to March, and all of a sudden, bam, the shitstorm hits. Like, literally, I kid you not, 3 days into our house project, like, they had our entire dining room and kitchen just ripped apart. There's nothing. It was down to, like, just the bare, like, all the drywall was ripped, everything, because we were having everything redone. Like, this that you see behind me, this is all brand new drywall. There's insulation behind it, all new rewiring. So, if you can picture this, just literally where it's like the other side of the wall and the studs, you know, like, or the 2x4 beams. So, I mean, it was fucking nothing, okay? No ceilings, nothing. So, like, 3 days into it, our governor shut everything down. One of the things that was deemed non-essential was our contractor. So, thankfully, he called, like, the day after they shut everything down, and he's like, hey, man, do you want me to come up? And I was like, look, if you want to come up and work, I'm not going to stop you. I don't have a kitchen. I don't have a dining room. I want this shit done. So he came up, and I mean, they got it finished, but there were other variables, like our countertops. We didn't get our countertops until sometime in May, because the place that we got our countertops, like, we got a quartz countertop. They were shut down. They were deemed non-essential. So, like, our sink, our faucet, all of that, thank God they kept our old sink, the old faucet, and they literally had to jerry-rig plywood to put partway over like our cabinets and stuff, like on like for the counter, like just to make a temporary counter, and then we fashioned everything else out of Chewy boxes, like for Chewy, the pet shipping place, you buy pet supplies. So like our kitchen was an absolute disaster. We didn't have our backsplash. We didn't have like it was a mess. I mean, it took 3 weeks for them to get everything done minus that, and then we were able to get the rest of everything done sometime. It was like I think May. Yeah, May. So, and then if that wasn't bad enough, like right on the fucking heels of closing everything down, they shut the liquor stores down. So they expect everybody to sit at home and not be able to fucking drink, okay? Now, I'm not an alcoholic, but I like to have a couple drinks every so often. I know what I like. I like whiskey. I like Fireball, okay? Couldn't get that. So that was like another slap in the face. They didn't open up the liquor stores until sometime in June. They tried this, like where you could order it online, but that was an absolute shit show. And then they had it where you could call and then you could pick it up, but it was like if you were able to get through, because it was every time you called, like the line was busy. You literally had to just keep redial until you finally got through. Well, you couldn't even pick it up that day. You had to pick up their next scheduled day. So like if you wanted it that day, it's like, nope, sorry, you're shit out of luck. You can't come over and get it. You can only pick it up tomorrow or the next day. So like that was just, yeah, that was an absolute disaster. But we had that, and then on top of that as well, I've said before, I like working out. I lift weights. Like this morning, went to the gym. I lifted. So that is a part of who I am. It's what I love to do. They shut the gyms down. So I couldn't do that. I was stuck in the house looking at 4 walls and a half-completed kitchen for weeks. So like by weeks, I said about 3.5 weeks before they finally had everything put together. And it was just like we were still waiting on the backsplash and the countertops and all that. So that was kind of one of those like double-edged swords. Like it was started off great. Like we were excited about getting the kitchen. We got the kitchen done, but it took forever to get it done. So we tried to salvage as much of the summer as possible by being outside. Obviously, for my Goofy German Shepherd video, my German Shepherd first day of summer videos, you can see like we spent time out back, we were spending time with the dog, we had the fence put in so that gave him more freedom. We were doing a lot more like within the dog training, so like that was kind of cool. I mean, we made the best of the summer with what we could. I had originally planned a trip to visit my dad down in Atlanta, or not in Atlanta, in Alabama. I would fly into Atlanta. I had to cancel that trip because I'm not going to travel with all this. I'm not going to get into the reasons why, because like I said, I'm not alienating anybody. People's beliefs are their beliefs, my beliefs are mine, and that's it. I will leave it at that. So some of the good things though that did obviously come out of the year, I mean, we did eventually get the kitchen and dining room, so that was exciting because we had been talking for quite a few years about redoing that. Another thing was I had the job change, which I'm really glad that I did. I really enjoy it's simple. I mean, it is so damn simple. All I do is put beer bottles on. I mean, it's not ultra simple, but I mean, I put beer bottles onto pallets and I make big loads of like just, you're talking like between 4,000 and 5,000 bottles for a load. So, I mean, it's very simple. It's kind of mind-numbingly easy, but the money is really, really good. So I can't complain about that. So, I mean, that was, like I said, man, I had enough of what I was doing. I enjoyed what I was doing. I liked my customers. I couldn't work for that company anymore. You spend 13 years working for a company and they start treating you like shit, treating you like a fucking jerk, and at some point, I mean, you can only take so much, and you're just like, you know what, if this is how you're going to treat, after everything that I've done, everything I've accomplished with the company. So, making the switch to the glass plant was a no-brainer, and it took me a little while to get in, because there was a lot of like uncertainty, and being told that I was going to get the job was just a matter of when. So I took that job in October. Was when I started, the end of October. So I've been a little over 2 months now that I've been at the glass plant, and I do enjoy it. As of right now, unfortunately, and thankfully, I'm not the only person. I'm laid off right now. Should only be just a few weeks. Maybe like middle to the end of the month, I should be back to work. It happens, I guess, every year, because when you're going into the first of the year, it's not that business is slow, but it's just like the jobs that they're doing at the time, some of the product that they're manufacturing, they don't need as many people, so it's just a small layoff. Every guy that I got hired with and everybody that was hired in the group before me, they got laid off. There's guys that I work with, they've been there for 2 or 3 years, and they got laid off. So it's not a big deal. I'm not losing my job. The plant's not shutting down, something like that. It's every year that happens. But once I get in, or I get more established, have more seniority under my belt, the chances of a layoff are slim to none. So that's good, at least. So I guess some of the stuff that I've been doing during this whole year, watched a lot of movies. I mean, that's what else are you really going to do? So some of the movies that I watched were ones that I hadn't seen in a long time. Others were ones that I had never seen at all. So it was kind of an interesting. I mean, all of the crap with Netflix aside, I mean, regarding the disgusting quote-unquote documentary, whatever shit you want to call it, with that Cuties, I can't cancel Netflix, or else I obviously would have been in that camp that did, but, because I get my subscription kind of free through my dad, like, it's hooked up, and he gave me his password to sign in. So anyways, like, I did watch High Score. It was a really cool gaming documentary on Netflix. I really enjoyed that. There's some interesting stuff in there about the history of Nintendo, history of Sega, history of RPGs, fighting games. It was just really, really, really interesting documentary. Was really happy to see that they put Cobra Kai from YouTube Red over to Netflix. I thought that was cool. I had seen a couple of free episodes on YouTube of the first season or two of Cobra Kai. And being a fan of the first 2 Karate Kid movies, I liked the kind of the reboot of the series. I don't necessarily care for a lot of the new characters. Some of them are interesting, some of them not so much. But I think by and large, I think that it's a really, really cool series, and I've been enjoying. Just binge watched season 3 when it premiered. There's some things that are really cool about it, some things they got right, and then there's other stuff that is just kind of retarded. I mean, it's just I don't know. Which you run that risk when you do reboots, but. I just watched The Irishman, which had heard a lot of good things about that, and I was really, really glad that I watched it. At first, I had no interest in it, but a buddy of mine was like, because him and I are both huge fans of Goodfellas, so I finally watched that, and I was really happy that I sat and watched that. I mean, it's one of those movies. It's like 3.5 hours long. It didn't even seem like it. It was so good. So I watched that. I finally watched Taxi Driver. I've never seen Taxi Driver. That one, it's odd. There was an old buddy of mine from high school named Jason Osterhout. Jay is, and I haven't spoken to him in years, but I mean, he was always this massive, massive movie guy. I mean, loved movies and was a huge, huge fan of Scorsese. Always talked about Taxi Driver and how it was this amazing movie. So when it finally came on Netflix, I was like, well, I'm definitely going to check this out. Was it a good movie? Yeah, I thought it was really enjoyable. I liked watching it. I thought there was just something about it, though, like, to me, and I mean, sorry, this is just my opinion. I don't think that it's as masterful of a movie as at least what he had made it out to be. I know that it's one of those, like, critically acclaimed, and it's got the whole, you talking to me thing that's become so iconic, and it was, one of De Niro's first, major, really kind of breakout roles. But honestly, I mean, it was a movie that I liked. It's a movie that I would watch again, but I don't think that it's a movie that I think was as great as what Jay had made it out to be. But like I said, still an enjoyable movie. Did some gaming this year too, quite a bit of gaming. So let's see. Played through Final Fantasy 2. That would be Final Fantasy 4 in Japan. Obviously, all-time favorite game. Decided to play through it again. Finished it. So did that. Played through Terranigma. I had heard a lot of good things about Terranigma, and I'll tell you what, they were not wrong. That is a fantastic, fantastic game. I downloaded the ROM onto my SNES Classic, and it was literally, I think, like the third day of the lockdown. Like, because I was actually on vacation that week. I taken the week off because that was when the contractors were coming in to do the kitchen and dining room. So I started playing it, and yeah, I couldn't stop. It was fantastic, fantastic game. What else did I play through this year? Started playing Final Fantasy V. Just actually last night, I just started Super Mario RPG, which I'm really liking that. That's good. Played some more of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Actually, I guess I didn't do a whole lot of gaming. So, like, I guess there was that. And then I guess another big milestone. The other like cool thing that happened this year was I hit over 100 subscribers. I'm actually now at 120. So like 126 subscribers. So I mean, my channel's it's growing more, and it's due in large part, obviously, to me doing more unboxings, really kind of getting my brand out there, and from word of mouth. Guys like Retro Reminiscence, who's really kind of pushed. I mean, dude, thanks to you, I gained 6 subscribers just from your 2020 year in review video, from like your viewers coming over and checking mine out. So that was kind of what I did. I started checking out some of the other guys that you recommended on that channel, like NES Addict. I checked some of his stuff out. Ron Man Gaming, I checked out some of his videos. A couple of those really enjoyable, entertaining. But yeah, that was really cool, and honestly too, Retro Reminiscence, I've got to thank you so much, because he gave me such a massive shout out in his 2020 year-end review, and I really appreciate that. He's somebody that we've been conversing back and forth. He's, we're both like total retro nostalgia addicts, like massive. And it's funny because he literally, I remember sending him the message, and because his video, he said nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and I was like, dude, you ripped that totally from me. That was my line. It is the truth, man. Nostalgia, it really is a drug. My drug of choice, by far, and then probably followed by Fireball and Coke. So yeah, Retro Dude, like, thank you. Thank you so much for the shout outs and for the awesome friendship that we started developing. It's really cool. That's the thing with YouTube, is, I mean, you send these messages back and forth. These people, you may never meet them at all in real life, but it's like they become kind of part of you. You look forward to their videos. You look forward to the responses that they give you. You look forward to, like, when you comment on their videos, the responses they send back on those. So yeah, so I guess all in all, like, that's kind of my recap for the year. I'm hoping 2021 will be better. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully things go back to quasi-normal. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with the abnormality. I refuse to believe that this is the new normal. I fucking refuse. It's not my new normal. But yeah, guys, I want to thank every single person who has supported me over the last year. You guys are the reason I've hit 126,000. Yeah, that'd make me a fucking big YouTuber, wouldn't it? No, it's the reason that I've hit 126 subscribers. So, gonna get back into the unboxings here over the next couple of weeks. I've got some plans, some different videos that I've said last year that I wanted to do. Hopefully this year I get into them. And if somebody could, like, also let me know, I want to get more into, like, kind of savvy, like, editing and really kind of stepping my game up and making my videos look nicer. So if anybody can recommend some free editing software that I can download in order to do that, I really appreciate that. So, all right, guys. here's the 2020. Hopefully this will be the year end for 2021 next year. We'll be discussing things that are better. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next unboxing, hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. And I do want to say, I will this year, I'm going to have some more like kind of epic unboxings coming up, like some bigger titles coming up. So just stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys later.